really determined after not looking after the ball, as John Key was saying there. But this is a talented Leigh team, and if they're allowed to play, it could be a tough night at the office for Batley. Two good teams, close to call. Who knows?
And Andrew Henderson, you've got a big night tomorrow night, haven't you? You're involved in the other semi-final, Sheffield against Doncaster, so it's a nervous 48 hours for you.
Yeah, I know. I'm very excited about tomorrow night's game, and I'm sure it's going to be another cracking game of rugby league, and again have that real feel of finals football. So again tonight, boys, we've got semi-finals football. You're either in or you're out.
When we talk about the 80 minutes, it could go beyond, of course. We might go to Golden Point if it's all square at the end of the 80 minutes, but that's a long, long way away, isn't it? Littler gets himself to his feet. Here comes the ball back to Ridyard, who can't get the kick away. Real pressure. It wasn't the sixth tackle, fortunately, from his point of view. So Leigh get a second chance. Bezic out from dummy half. Again, the pressure. So the kick is not the best. And it's caught very well on that far side by Greg Johnson. Runs it back towards that halfway line. So a good early win in defence for Batley here.
Yeah, they'll be a bit disappointed, Leigh, because I think one of the Batley players got in the way and they couldn't get the kick away. They were hoping for the penalty. It didn't come, and gives Batley decent field position at the start of this game.
So a couple of 3 tackles gone, but Batley already inside their opponent's half. Black popping it back for Byron Smith to have a go here. We heard in the interviews they have played each other once already this season in the championship. Leigh winning here 24-0, I think it was that night. Here comes a little half break from Lindsay, still trying to keep his feet, plays it quickly. Walton from dummy half on the sixth tackle. Ben Black slides it in, bit of pressure on that Leigh defence.
Good take.
Do it well.
Was that Goulding, was it? Tommy Goulding getting away there. Great cover up there from Goulding.
Great save.
Oh, good shot, Jason Walton.
Well, they're muscling up in defence again here, Batley, aren't they?
And he's out again, making a double effort. Great work from Jason Walton again.
So 3 gone. They're still inside their own 10 metres, taken on by Anthony Bate, the youngster who's not too fresh from that academy.
Tell you what, they finished this set well, Dave, and done well, Batley.
So here comes the 6. It's a decent kick away. Who's after this? Greenwood's after this. So too is Campbell.
It's a great kick,
Greenwood, who picks it up, the fullback, inside for Campbell. And we know how exciting this back 3 for Batley can be. They have thrilled us a few times over the years. Johnny Campbell missed last week, of course, because of the virus. But he returns in place of Gavin Dodd. And it's Batley in the green with a chance to bring it forward.
I mean, Leigh just showed the value of a great kicking game, didn't it? Because Batley had a fabulous defensive set, five plays for less than 20 metres, and then boom, was it Ridyard who kicked it?
Too sure I got
was
the
it
kick.
Riley?
But again, it's only complemented with the great kick chase. And again, like I said, just shows you when you made a poor set into a good set with a good kick.
Here comes Mennel out from dummy half. Doesn't make too much of a run downfield because he's tracked by Bates. Oh, and out of dummy half is Bezic. Out of defence rather is Bezic to close down the options again. Now this is the 6th tackle, so Gareth Moore has to scruff that kick downfield. And collected by Maiden.
Well, anything you can do, we can do better. Leigh have disrupted Batley's kick there on the last play and found themselves in a decent field position. But you have to say that defences are at the fore at the moment, Woodsy.
Conditions are not the best here tonight because of that weather. There's 1 or 2 Batley fans who are not with us tonight because of an horrendous crash again on the M62. It seems to be an almost daily event at the moment. Problems on the M62, so a lot of them won't have made it here tonight. But Leigh in possession. And it's taken on by Bate again, this big young forward. He hails from St Helens by birth, but he is very much part of this Leigh team and club over the last few years. Bezic now spinning it left. Here comes Ridyard with a little chip over the top. The chase is a good one here. It's helped on by Bromley, who dives in and is claiming the try. But the referee wants to see this again, or at least offer it up for Ian Smith to have a look at. Jamie Leigh puts the square in the air. So Ian Smith with his first duty of the night. Ian, it's over to you.
Right, so pausing his foot. Right, the onside. So let's just go through to the grounding now. So he kicks it through. across the grounding.
Not at the moment, can't hear anything.
Oh, the post protector's in the way. Another angle, please. This one.
Yeah.
Nice and slow, please. Nice and slow. So that's a try. Jamie, can you hear me? That's a try.
No.
So the try is given. The message
It's a try.
passed on to
Clock on.
Jamie Leigh. 1 or 2 problems with the sound, but the message through. And Brian, try of the night. First blood for Leigh.
Great kick from Ridyard. Great chase from Brealey. Straight from the training ground. This one. The reverse twist kick. Well weighted. Only as good as his chase. Brealey sprints there. Gets a good second kick on the ball and beats Greenwood to the touchdown easily.
You've got to credit Martin Ridyard there. Great vision from Ridyard. You saw he took the ball, he had a look up, he saw the space was in and behind in that area. Like you said, weighted the kick perfectly, and a great kick chase here from Brealey. He showed some fancy little soccer skills here to tow it ahead and then pounce on the ball. I mean, I thought he might have done some damage going into that advertising board at the end there, but good start for Leigh.
There's never any damage when you score a try. You're hit with an elephant. I've scored a try.
It's going to be one of those greasy nights.
When he went into it, I thought, oh no.
One
great
of
start for
those
Leigh.
greasy nights, isn't it? When you hit the deck and slide about 10 metres.
I'm pretty confident. He stopped raining though, hasn't it?
I think it has, yeah. But it is still wet out there.
1, move, wait, go. 2, move, hold.
Here's Bezic.
Hold, go.
And Brierley making a heartbreak again.
3.
He fouled it well there, didn't he? Because he was gone.
Yeah, Gareth Moore just shot out the line there, and it opens some space up there for Brealey, and he's quick, Brealey. You give him an opportunity, he'll take it. Like you say, good up there. Foul, stop the play.
There's Bezic out from dummy half again, and the big fella wants
good
more.
shot,
Back.
Fleming.
Move.
Well, here's another youngster with a bright future, isn't he? Daniel Fleming on dual registration from Castleford. Still, there's the kick. And he's just teasing that touchline, but refuses to go. Collected instead by Greenwood, who's looking to make a decent return. But Leigh's chase was decent enough, and he stopped just 20 metres away from his own line. A pick-up by Campbell.
Good marker play defence there.
Bob Bezic, I think it was there. Good play.
Go.
There's Johnson. Little dashing
3.
feet.
Move. Hold, Matt. Hold.
Mennel. Looking to this right-hand side this time. Leigh's defence is making sure that they're not going to be breached. Lindsay to his feet, back it comes. Here comes the kick from Gareth Moore, inside the 40 when he lets fly, and it's gone over the head here of Maiden, but he just manages to pull it in before it goes out of play.
That's a great kick chase though. And again, Moore nails the kick, thinks he's going for 40-20, and the green jumpers went swarming down.
Go. Don't tap him then.
Here's Littler.
Go.
So a couple of tackles gone, and Leigh with plenty of yards to make here.
3. Move. Dan, step, please. Wait. Go.
It's Bezic. Looking left. Ridyard popped back on the inside again. The arm was free, but
and move, Baz.
couldn't get it away on that occasion. Sam Hopkins, who I'm sure the Wigan contingent will be here watching tonight.
Good carry, Bate.
5. Move.
Up to the halfway line.
Go.
And they're on the 6th. Big pass by Ridyard, over ambitious. It's been lost, and Aidan Farr is the man who comes up with possession on that far side.
I don't know what he was saying there, Ridyard. Again, in these sort of conditions, it's really important that you do get to the end of your sets and you get to the kick and have that good kick chase. You know, there's no need for them to go away from what's been working for them well early in this game, Leigh. There's no need to try and chance themselves on a play like that when really I don't think there was much of an opportunity to create anything off the back of that last play there. There needed to be a kick down in the corner with a good kick chase like they've been doing previously.
Move. Work.
I agree.
Thank you for that, incisive as ever. Here comes Walton, back on the inside. You can't disagree though, can you?
Go.
Here comes Mennel, running away. Now it's taken on by Byron Smith. Just fronting it up here and putting Batley in a very decent position with the last tackle to come. Here it comes, 6th tackle. Gareth Moore puts a reverse kick back in. Hopkins was there to take it and take a big hit as well, but he's taken one for the team, hasn't he? Kept it in play as well. So Leigh start from there. Is that a penalty? They're claiming a penalty.
It was sweet. It was all right. He was onside and he made a great marker tackle. Needs to make another one now.
That's 2 tackles gone. Here's tackle 3. And look how little they've made in terms of yardage. Littler will try and take it on. Just gets beyond that 10-metre line, but not going too much further than that. On tackle 4. 2 tackles left to get out of this particular mess they found themselves in at the moment. Ostick spinning it away. So here comes the 6 tackle kick. It's hit downfield by Ridyard. Greenwood's back in position, catches on the 30, offers it on the inside for Campbell to have a run. Campbell up to the 40-metre mark, into the shoulder of Hopkins.
I think both coaches were pretty happy with the energy from both their sides defensively. You know, like I said, they're getting off their line well, both teams. They're getting good shoulder contact bodies in front. They're controlling their tackles well. A lot of good kick pressure and energy around marker too. So I think both coaches were pretty close. Oh, mistake from Fleming there. Good shot. Who was that underneath the ball? I think it was Ostick underneath. Hits underneath the ball there. And just there for people at home. When there's greasy conditions, you know, it's a great opportunity there. When you hit underneath the ball as he does there, for the ball to then pop up and out of the tackle as it did there.
Was it Bezic underneath the ball? Or was it Ridyard? It was copybook, wasn't it? Underneath the ball, just in the solar plexus, boom.
On the 5.
Drop the ball.
Just when they were shaping into a decent position, relatively early in the tackle count as well there, Batley.
Move us! Wait!
Here's Bezic, standing and waiting. So now is Golden.
2! Move, John! Go!
Offered to Ridyard, but instead it's played on for Ostick to have a more solid, straightforward drive that takes his side just inside the Batley half. Flat and short hands. Here's Brierley, who's seen a little bit of a gap. Certainly didn't take it in an advantageous position, but he almost turned it into goal dust, didn't he? From where
Jason Walton caused Batley a bit of a problem there. He flew out of the line and didn't make his man, didn't make the play, didn't stop the play down, which left that opening for Ridyard to fly through.
Here comes Bezic again. Now it's with Ridyard. Slides that kick forward again on the 6th tackle. Picked up and taken by Johnson.
Move! And go!
So Batley with some tough work to do here to get out of their own end.
Go!
Mennell.
3!
We know how effective he is, and then when he begins to tire on comes Flanagan, so they've got some decent options at half, haven't they, Batley? This now is Wormsley, older brother, of course, of Alex, Liam Wormsley.
4! Move!
And Mennell stands and waits again. Fleming just to his right. This is Fleming now. Dropped it last time he had it in his hands, but this time keeps a hold.
5!
Despite the attentions of 3 defenders. That's the 5th. Here comes the last. We're going to need something special from this kick here. It's pumped downfield. It's a good one because it's going to hit the grass, isn't it? And a kindly skipping about into the hands of John Pownall. Decent Batley chase up there in a very solid line.
Yeah, we've just got into that phase where they're testing each other out. And the arm wrestle, I think they call it in rugby league, and we're waiting for somebody to crack, do something they shouldn't do, or do something special from somebody. A special play to break both these quite vigorous defensive lines. Fleming, I think it was Smith smacked him around the melon there.
Well, they're 2 well-matched sides, aren't they? 2 teams who, in that top 5, the pair of them. And both of them will make a case for being candidates for the grand final this year, as well as this Northern Rail Cup final. And as we've seen Thursday in and Thursday out, we very often get some very good games between 2 well-matched sides. It's a good kick from Brierley that just puts Batley on the back foot here.
It was a nice set from Leigh, nice and patient, find a sideline, walk there, get some energy together for this next defensive set. They did really well in their last one. Batley got it ploughed out of their own half again.
Yeah, you can see as you pointed out, they're in the arm wrestle, both teams. And they're playing both quite conservatively, a lot of dummy half runs and carries, and not looking to promote the football too much. It's pretty tough, greasy conditions out there, and it's really hard to play at the line. So a lot of the stuff will be early ball. Like I say, just keeping it tight, keeping it under your jumper.
Go. Stay out, Tom.
Remember, this is the first of a double header of Northern Rail Cup matches this particular weekend. Well, it's not quite weekend, is it? But tonight, this one, and tomorrow, Doncaster against Sheffield. So to decide who plays in that final on July the 20th at Halifax. It's going to be a good occasion, that it always is. Here's Black. He's lost it. Oh, he's lost it. The referee, for a moment, Jamie Leigh was almost going to allow play on for Mennell to pick up and scoop, but he decides it was a knock on Leigh's head and feet here. That's what he's given.
What's he given, the knock on?
Knock on, I think, against Black. He's given it here. You see from that angle what happened there, but presents a fantastic opportunity for the Leigh Centurions now.
Got a bit of attacking prowess, haven't they?
They have, Leigh. They have. You know, they've certainly got some strike on the edges as well through Littler and Gardner. And obviously McNally out the back as well. The fullback chimes into that attacking line really well.
Here is Matt Gardner.
Big boy, isn't he? Big unit.
From Barrow originally, isn't he? Matty Gardner, his brother Adi. Oh, the offload was not really what was needed on that occasion, and has given rather cheap possession in the way of Aidan Farr and the Batley Bulldogs. 6-0 Leigh lead, but Batley very much looking to get back inside their opponent's half here. Byron Smith with a drive. Here's Mennell to his right-hand side. Ben Black now, short for Walmsley to have a go.
Shorten him up then. Oh!
Here's Mennell again.
A car crash dummy there, wasn't he?
Here's Walton. Good solid drive by him. That's a decent carry by Jason Walton. Mennell's the man behind him. So here they come again with Black. This is Moore, short for Davis. Davis back to Moore again, almost ripping a hole in that Leigh defence. Just not quite. Here comes the last tackle. Black once more, chipping over the top. Walton times his lead, but has knocked it forward, I think, rather than backwards.
I think you're right, Dave.
So it will be Leigh.
I'd like to see
get the tap here.
I'd like to see John Davis get a little bit more ball on that left edge. You know, he has a bit of punch. You know, he can be a threat out there for them.
It's a good set from Batley, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Just need to come up with a catch, an offensive catch.
Well, they've tested them, but they've not managed to breach them so far, Batley. It is Leigh who still had that advantage. Here's Maiden. St Helens, Warrington, Whitehaven. He's been around a bit, Steve Maiden, is he? And he's got a penalty here. It's a little bit too much messing after the tackle was complete.
And just put that down to his enthusiasm to play the football. You know, he gets tackled there. He shows a bit of fight and a bit of, rather than just lying there, he shows a bit of determination to go and play it. And
do you know what? He didn't deserve a penalty. He was on his back. The defender had dominated him, and he was trying to get up in an awkward position. The defensive players have rights as well, Hendo.
Yeah, I don't know whether he was on his back there, though. I think he was on his front.
Oh, yeah, you'll find a reason to give him, let him off.
Here's Bates. It's Bezic at dummy half. That look forward. Yeah, to get on with it. Bezic again now. Leigh looking good here. Ridyard steps and gets the pass away. And finally into the hands of Ryan Briley, who's got his second try of the night. 17 minutes played. Riley's over again, but twice he's got there because of the good work that went first. And Leigh up to a double unit lead. 10-0 they lead now.
Good try this, and danger signs here for Batley. Second time they've had some field position, Leigh, and they've come up with the goods twice, haven't they? Is it Golden that punches through? Yeah, Ridyard, Golden, great combination. Braley the other half on the end. Excellent work from Leigh. Excellent offload from Golden as well.
West Orton led Ryan Briley. Not that that means much to you Yorkies or you Aussies, but just up the road from here, West Orton. Coed City. Have you heard of Coed City? The old tale of West Horn, that the farmer had built a new fence and discovered one of his cows had got its head trapped. So instead of taking the fence down, he sawed the cow's head off. So since that moment, it's been known as Coed City. You look, Hendo, you look horrified. It's not a real story, it's only a myth.
Oh, okay, cheers.
It's only a myth.
I thought you were about to say true story.
Well, it might be, but it's buried in the mist of time.
It's not Halloween yet.
You look like a 6-year-old who'd just been told Santa didn't exist. 10-0 Leigh lead. Briley's got 2 in terms of tries. Is Ridyard going to get 2 in terms of goals? Yes, he is. Over it goes. 12-0. Leigh lead Batley. What a start they've made here. Very solid, very accomplished. in this Northern Rail semi-final.
And unfortunately, it was down to a Batley error that gave him the field position, but also great fight from the play the ball from Steve May that was rewarded with a penalty. And then off the back of that, like you say, good play here. Ridyard taken to the line. Aidan Farrell just a little bit behind the defensive line, and that's what created the space there as Goulden went and touched that hole. And then great support play from Brearley as he gets a quality offload away to finish off the try. Good work try there from the Leigh Centurions.
I'll tell you what it does show, the value of taking your opportunities. Set before Batley on the try line for a catch for a try, and a different reflection on the game, isn't it?
True.
Here's Hopkins with a drive. Leigh fans are finding themselves in good voice here, outnumbering Batley by quite a distance. There's a little kick from Bezic from dummy half, which just bounces out of play.
Yeah, I don't think he connected with that as well as he would have liked to have. I think it was smart. He saw the space was in behind in that area, but he just didn't connect with it well enough and get the distance he would have liked off it. Possibly for a bit of kick pressure there from Ash Lindsay, may have thrown him off a little bit there.
Yeah, he sliced the kick there.
I will do, yeah. Okay.
We'll get a double change here. Alex Rose coming on the far side. Who else is coming on?
You tested me tonight, Mr. Noble. I'm not going to break.
That's one! And move! Wait! Go!
There's a pickup from dummy half, which is taken on by Campbell.
Move!
It's Paul Mellor who stands at dummy half. Walmsley will take it in.
Batley have thrown a couple of big blokes on Dave.
Rose on this near side, isn't he? He's got a bit of weight down this right channel. And
Hurst, isn't it?
Good
leg drive.
The big tall fella who we missed last week, watching because he was out injured, but he's back here tonight.
He is hard to miss, isn't he?
Mennell again with a little skidding run, not long before Flanagan comes on, I'm sure. Here comes Gareth Moore, puts it high. Where's this going to land? McNally's underneath it. Oh, and he spilt it, and I think it came forward. He's trying to knock it back on the inside. But the misdeed had already been done with a knock-on. Head and feet for Batley, and that's the kind of position they desperately needed at this stage.
Well, it's the best field position they've had this half, and, you know, they've had a couple of pops at the Leigh line. I think for them and for the game, they need to get close here.
Gareth Moore too, just exchanging a few words there with Greg McNally, and just letting him know that, well done, son, you give us another opportunity.
Here's Farr, Aidan Farr. Went about 10 yards forward, came about 5 yards back again. Mennell stands 25 metres out here. Mixing up the yards and metres again. Here comes Davis.
He's a tough bloke, isn't he, Davis?
Yeah, he's a good player, I like him.
Get square!
Mennell at acting half. 12 points behind here, Batley. Desperately seeking a way back even this early. Walmsley. They certainly want to score next. That's the truth of it. Here comes Mennell again. 4 to his right. He's going to go that way. Here's Ben Black. Walton now comes in, but Leigh had read it well enough, and Walton sandwiched between two defenders. Mennell just hampered a little with a run from acting half, with the defenders getting up in his face, knocked on by Walmsley.
Was that forward?
Leigh get head and feed. Surely not forward, was it?
I don't think it was forward.
That's what he's given, isn't it? Forward?
But again,
He's given a knock on, isn't he?
He's thrown it backwards.
I suggest you just calm down a little bit.
Harsh call.
That's it, underscore it.
Well, the Leigh supporters will be very relieved.
Please, Miles.
Their side's line remains intact, just as it did last time, the whole 80 minutes last time they played against Batley here back in April. And they nilled the Yorkshire team. A lot of people worrying at the start of this year that the Northern Rail final might not be a neutral venue. Being held at Halifax, of course, is Shea Stadium, but Halifax long since departed this competition. We saw that happen against Dewsbury some while back, so it will be a neutral game. And it will be, at the moment, Leigh who are edging ever closer to it. Another penalty here.
Yeah, it's a penalty.
High tackle.
Jim Spencer, who's on the field.
He thought it was a high tackle as well, didn't he?
You talk about big units. Tom Spencer's only a young fella, isn't he? But he's massive. He's a very impressive young man. Here he is again. Good, strong carry by him. Played for Wigan against Warrington on Monday night. Came off the bench, and here he is now playing for Leigh in a Northern Rail final on a Thursday night. This is Bates. Davis with a tackle. Bezic at dummy half. Spencer will have another go here, stepping off that left foot and spinning around and looking to get the right arm free, but never in a position to safely offload. Bezic again, 15 metres out. Leigh, oh, and that looked forward. It was forward into the hands of Tommy Golden. And the Batley fans who have made it through the hellhole that is the M62.
I'll tell you something.
A little cheer there.
I'll tell you something there, Dave. They'll be very relieved there, Batley. You know, John Davis, he makes the play. He can see what's coming. He rushes out the line. But Aidan Farrell's got to go with him. You know, he goes with him. He closes the play. Unfortunately, he doesn't follow him. And that's what creates a space. Gives an opportunity for Gordon to go through, which almost is a replica of the first opportunity when they scored a try. So gets called back for a forward pass. So very fortunate there that.
Here's Campbell. We'll try and plough our way forward here through Keegan Hurst. The Giant with another decent carry. Three gone, 3 to go. Batley still midway inside their own territory here. Well, Flanagan's on the field. Here comes Rowe, who's taken high. And everyone's having a little of a push and a shove here.
A few handbags there.
They've got themselves a penalty.
Well, it was a penalty. I think he hit him around the neck area, was it?
Yeah.
On the line, Leigh. Wait, please. We've got blood. Let's get this sorted.
With a blood bin here, or at least a bit of blood on the field.
Time off.
George Flanagan's come on now, Dave, as well.
Yep. You played against him last week. He had a decent game against you.
Yeah,
last
look,
week,
you know, and Brian will probably know more about him than me, as he was there at Bradford when you were there, Brian, wasn't he? But, you know, it's something what George does is he does inject a bit of dynamics around the ruck there. He gets out, any sort of, quick play the ball or opportunity, he's out, isn't he? You know, so he's not afraid to run with the football or have a pop near the line either, just quietly.
Any slight sniff of a hole or half a quick play of the ball and boom, he's gone. Quite explosive, his George. A bit of a temper as well, so sometimes he gets a little bit distracted, but he's been great for this Batley team.
And they reckon he's on his way to Featherstone next year. That's all the speculation at the moment, isn't it? That George Flanagan is one of several of these Batley players who could be playing at Featherstone next year. Watch that space. Taken in by Breverton, who's fresh from the interchange bench. Ostickers had to go off, so Leigh down at the moment by a man. Here's Flanagan, saw a little bit of confusion behind that rock, so decided he was going to have a go, and it's not a bad effort because he's dragged his side to within 20 metres. Walton to Lindsay. Lindsay with a dummy. Leigh's defence comes up to meet him easily enough. Flanagan's there again, looking to direct things if he can. It's Gareth Moore who carries it in. It's Keegan Hurst who brings it forward with ever more power and purpose. He's lost it. Oh, and he was looking at the referee to say it was stolen. And the referee says, no, you simply dropped it. So Leigh benefit from another Batley mistake close to that try line.
They're coming up with a few, unfortunately for them, aren't they? His hands all over that ball. Gee, that's a tough call. He's been robbed. He's been pickpocketed, robbed, ball pulled by Goulden, and he's got every right to win.
To be fair, it was right in front of the referee too, I think. Like, he was in a good position to see that. Harsh call against Batley.
Okay, forming. Clock on. Out.
Littler. Still going around Stuart Littler. What is he, 33 now?
Wait.
Irish international.
Wait. Go, good time.
Plenty of Super League experience in his locker, of course. Bezic at dummy half. Andy Thornley, I think that is, who's on that far side, who's driving it in.
Go.
Bezic again. Here comes young Spencer with a beard and the lush mop of hair. As he drives it in, all power. Bezic.
You need to be quicker.
Ridyard gets the kick away before the defence comes rushing in. It's a scramble back by Johnny Campbell, who's taken it on the full. On the 20, here comes a 30, up to the 40 and beyond, and very nearly going the distance. Good tackle by Anthony Bate to stop him in his tracks. And a penalty here for Batley as well.
Yeah, fair call. And again, that's reward from the fantastic kick return there from Johnny Campbell. He done ever so well as the ball was going over his head to track back and catch it on the full. And then he injects a power and pace, gets through the tackles, gets a quick play the ball, and Greenwood's off, and the Leigh Centurion plays not back on side. Fantastic opportunity now for the Batley Bulldogs, Dave. Let's see what they can do. They need to capitalise on this field position.
Here comes Campbell, who's taking it up to 10 metres away. Flanagan. looking to this blind side, a little run from him, trying to fool them, but they had him read. Matt Gardner was there. Ash Lindsay's now the man who stands there at dummy half, a little couple of steps. He's lost a bit of momentum, has to rush back to where he came from. And Matt Flanagan, the positional expert, take over. Rowe with a big drive, he's going to get over the line, and I doubt he's going to get this ball down. And well, the referee's not sure. Alex Rowe is absolutely certain he has got it down, despite the fact there were 4 defenders. The Leigh players are saying, what on earth are you asking for? Well, he has asked, so here's Ian Smith again.
So we're looking at held up and grounded. There were no held calls, so he's still moving, gets the ball down. Does he lose it? Does he get it down? I've got to see separation there. Have you anything different to that? This will do it.
Can now, yeah.
So, is that his hand on top? Just jog that one back, please. The other angle doesn't prove that he drops it.
Can hear him now, yeah.
So, right, so his hand's on top there. His hand is on top, still going down. I can still see his hand on it there. Go. Just give me that. Just jog. Not convinced either way at this moment in time. Jamie, did you see the ball come out at all? No, ref can't hear me. Played at full speed, please, Cov. I can't. There's no clear knock on there. So let's have a look. Going to give a try there. Benefit of the doubt, definitely. Try, Jamie.
Clock on.
The try is given as a benefit of the doubt. And boy, did Batley need that. Alex Rowe, who he said impossible. Well, I said impossible.
You said impossible.
I said impossible.
What's he doing?
All those
5
defenders
blocks
around him.
What are you doing, Alex Rowe? What are you doing? Scoring a try, Dave Woods.
Well, I'm with you, Woodsy. I didn't think it was the right play. There was plenty of defenders there to stop the play. He had no right to score this. And plenty of numbers around him there. And he somehow just spins out of it and miraculously gets the ball down.
Benefit of the doubt, just to re-emphasise. Ian Smith not entirely sure, but of course he can give it benefit of the doubt to the attacking team. And another 2 points added by Gareth Moore. So 12 points to 6. And it is game on again with just less than half an hour played.
He's happy about it too, isn't he, as he gets up. He was convinced he scored that try.
I think he was going for the Oscar performance. I was thinking he's going to convince Ian Smith that I got this ball down. Look at my body language. Look how happy I am.
Yeah.
There's no way I dropped that.
Well, having played with Alex, I know what type of character he is, and he is very animated.
Taken by Davis. Good catch as well from Ridyard's high kick downfield, and Davis going searching on the inside. Again.
Great carry.
And helped on again
Campbell
here.
through that.
Johnny Campbell has made the break, and he's gone past, almost past McNally, but McNally just got enough on him to make the tackle a good one. And look at Batley going again here. The chase by Greenwood is who's going to get there first. Was there an obstruction from McNally? The ball's grounded by Steve Main, and it will be a drop out underneath the sticks.
Rugby league football, this.
But how big a gamble was that early in the tackle count? It's paid off.
No,
It's a risky play.
That's smart football for me. Great carry from John Davis, earns his team the quick play the ball. Campbell, Johnny on the spot, off he goes, straight through, great footwork and evasion, gets another quick play the ball, great vision from Ben Black, he sees that the fullback's out of position, knows the pace that Miles Greenwood possesses, dinks it over, well-weighted kick, fantastic chase from Greenwood, and well done Steve Main for cleaning it up, because it could have been another try there for the Batley Borders, and how quickly does the momentum change in this game?
So they've got their tails up. Here's Johnny Campbell, the man who created the position in the first place. Lindsay just propping it forward, and that's a decent carry, isn't it?
He does some tough stuff unnoticed, doesn't he, Lindsay?
Oh, look, he's a good, honest, tough professional, Lindsay. He's been at the Batley Club for a number of years, and he's been a very, very important part of what they've achieved for that club.
Just about kept a hold of by Keegan Hurst. Ian Turn just about kept a hold of by Tom Spencer in the tackle. It's taken on again here by Bretherton. Short pass, no, it's not going to waste. 6 tackle, Flanagan's going to go from dummy half. He's claiming this one, but the referee says no, I had a good vision of that. So it's the handover 10 metres out.
certainly getting some ruck speed now, Batley, aren't they? Things are sparking up from since obviously Flanagan's come on, and I think
Well, look,
as well.
he's trying to claim that. Look at that.
His performance wasn't as good. It's only an Academy Award, not an Oscar.
That's Hookers for you, isn't it? Ever the optimists. In the face of the blinding evidence to the opposite. So here they come, Duffy.
Go.
Oh, he's gone out of play. Matty Gardner looking down this blind side, and Batley really are up and running now, aren't they, in this game?
Aren't they?
It was always going to be tough there for Gardner. He tried the in and away there in a very short corridor, and with the conditions the way they are, you know you're going to be slipping that close to the line. It's a tough one to stay in. He does. He tries the in and away. He backs himself to get on the outside of Black, and he was always going to be a tough ask for him to stay in the field of play there. He needed to come infield, I think.
He's hurt as well, isn't he?
Wait, please, Ben.
Matty Gardner.
Just give him thumbs up.
His coach will be hurting a little bit more with that play.
Lock up, get in, mate. Out.
Here's Greenwood.
Tell you what's happening with the Batley team. The back three are starting to
Come to life.
play a part up the lift, yeah.
Davis. Another solid take forward by him, and look how he's trying to get the ball away, but suddenly pushed backwards.
Go.
Flanagan. This is Keegan Hurst. That was well met.
Spencer.
Tom Spencer.
Big man on big man.
Wait, last three.
So Flanagan waits again. Little step this time by Ash Lindsay. Oh, he's lost it. Oh, he had it stolen. Had it stolen.
I don't know.
20, 30 metres out. Another set of 6 here.
What are we doing, Ben?
I don't know, might have been a bit of a loose carry, was it?
Call for goal.
This has surprised me a little bit, going for goal.
Yeah, I agree, Brian. I think they should have played on. They're rolling at the moment. They're rolling, you know.
That's the thing for me. I just think they're on the ascendancy. They've
Yeah.
got a bit of ruck speed. They're poking their noses through in and around the ruck. They're causing problems on the line. And
I would have kept going there. I don't know who's made that decision, whether John Keir makes it or whether the
not a bad
captain.
decision, Hendo. It's not a bad decision. It's just probably not the one that we'd have made.
No, true.
John Keir is just standing down the way from us, by the way. When we were looking at that last video try, here comes Gareth Moore with the left footer, has put it wide.
Drop out. 22.
So it'll be a drop out on the 20 metres, so all things being Batley should still get the ball back again, but they'll be a little frustrated with that situation.
Well, cup football, you know, there is that philosophy that you take the point when they're on. So it's not a bad decision. It's just, again, I reiterate the fact that it's probably not the one I would have made, or you would have made, Hendo, with the balance of the game and the way it was going. If the players felt comfortable and wanted to do that, you've got to let them go with it.
Bretherson.
Wait. Go.
Flanagan. That gets it on. Lee's defence is out quickly to make sure that there's no
Go. That's
positivity from Batley's point of view as they slowly moved it across. Here comes the chip and the chase for Johnson on that left-hand side, but it's kicked too close to McNally, so McNally can pick it up safely enough. Not a bad end to the 6. Leigh start 12 metres away from their own line.
I think if the kick was great. Carry. Somebody's there, yeah.
Go.
Steve made it over Ash Lindsay.
Run over the top of him, didn't he?
Go.
Lindsay stays down as Leigh continue their progress downfield.
Move. Wait.
Run over the top of him. Littler.
Stand.
That's tackle 5, and here they find themselves, Leigh,
Wait.
right on the halfway line. Spun back, bit of work to do for Ridyard. Kick looks a good one. It will roll out of play. It will be Batley's head and feet here, only 10 from their own line.
Well, we hadn't discussed it, and I think we should as a commentary team.
Go on.
Leigh played on Sunday, backing up semi-final on Thursday. Batley 10 days off. Will it have a bearing on the game?
Well, I know an insider at Batley suggested that they were happy with that situation, that they would have a big build-up for this game.
Oh, look, I'm not going to deny you'd rather the week off than the 4 days off.
Okay.
You know, but sometimes you just got to deal with what's in front of you. And like you said, I know that sometimes teams, when they're facing a bit of adversity, it can work for them. But what I like there, it was a very smart kick there from getting it into touch, because at the end of the day, they've been under a bit of pressure, been under the pump a little bit. Just takes the sting out of the game, get them to regroup. Wasn't a bad play. Just, oh, jeez. Flying in the lead players.
Bob Bezic leapt up at him and found himself flat on his back, having attempted that tackle.
He's gunning for road tonight, isn't he, Bezic?
Campbell plays it. Out from dummy half, it's kicked by Gareth Moore, who again has found that green stuff. Good bounce.
Good kick.
Yeah, very good kick.
So McNally's got work to do. 3 defenders. It's a risky pass, but it's a good pass. And it's taken on by Painol, who steps back on the inside. It's a good recovery from Leigh.
Where's Campbell?
Yeah, I was going to say, where was he there on that play?
He'd been involved in the previous play, hadn't he? Wasn't he the man who'd driven it in? Johnny Campbell?
Yes, he was, Dave. You're right.
Wait, go.
That's a good link-up play there from McNally and Johnny Painol.
There's Maiden. Not going too far before the tackle is made.
Wait and go.
Bezic. And for one of those big fellas again, Ryan Duffy on this occasion.
Move! Hold, Batley, hold!
Signed from Warrington in the off-season, Ryan Duffy. Ridyard. Wider still into the hands of Littler, but
Good tackle, Greg Johnson.
that's where it stops. Here's the fifth. That's the fifth, rather. Here's the sixth. Ridyard's kick, again looking for touch. I don't think he's going to find it. Well, it's a very good one because it holds up in the in-goal area, and it's Greenwood who has a job to do.
Great kick, Chase.
And the kick has turned into an absolute beaut, thanks to the chase there of Golden.
Oh, Tommy Gordon, well done, son. And I think he was with him, Steve Maiden, on his inside. Fantastic kick there from Ryan Briley. And like I said, complemented by a great chase. And that's a fact. And these are the sort of big plays you need in these big games. You know, you've been under pressure, you've been under pump, and then you come down and you start to take the sting out of the game a little bit. You get some field position, you put it in there, and you're rewarded with a line drop out. And all of a sudden, you turn the screw back in your favour.
They've looked vulnerable on their own line, haven't they, Batley?
Well, they've been split a couple of times, haven't they?
It's Gareth Moore's drop. Well, there's 3 minutes here for Leigh to do a bit more damage if they can. Certainly get this set in and maybe 1-2 more sets to try and have a go. Here's Duffy. Ryan Duffy. Remember him at Barrow last year, of course. Bezic. Ridyard again now. Drops it back on the inside. Is that Hopkins who's going to be tackled? 10 metres away. Bezic's up there again. Options to his right-hand side in Brierley. Littler running into trouble. 3 Batley defenders. This now is Bezic. Couple of tackles still to go here. Real test of this Batley line. But the minute that Spencer gets it, he's lost it, and lost it backwards. Picked up by Duffy. No touch from a Batley player, so here comes the final tackle. Bezic now. It's going to be a drop kick attempt from Ridyard. Has he got it over? The referee has a look at both touch judges, raises the arm in the air, and that might prove to be a very big moment here tonight.
Well, it's a smart play. Batley defended their goal line on the best opportunity of this half, and Ridyard decides, well, this may go down to the wire at the end of things, and we'll have a 2-score game.
That was quite a smart decision there for Ridyard, to be honest, you know. Minute and a half to go on the clock, and like you say, Batley defended the goal line really, really well there. Leigh really failed to unlock them, but smart play right in front of the 6. You take the point off and just going into half-time with a 7-point lead.
So Gareth Moore with the restart. Hopkins. One-time Great Britain amateur tourist as well, Sam Hopkins. Look forward to watching him in the Super League next year, or maybe the year after, but we'll certainly see him develop, I'm sure. Here's Bezic. This is McNally.
40.
Ridyard's kick. Chase back then for Greenwood.
Great kick.
And he'll bend his back and turn and see that he's got a lot of work to do here. He puts a skate on, he might just get on the outside of Thornley, he thought, but Thornley had other ideas, and the tackle is a good one. So here now comes Campbell, showing himself adept at causing problems from that position in this game.
That's 2. Wait.
The other fella's going to have a go, the other winger, Johnson. So the forwards have had a rest now. Time for the big fellas to have a go.
Wait, go.
Taken in by Keegan Hurst.
4. Move.
2 tackles to go. Did he drop that? Well, they're looking to see if it should be a penalty or not, but I think he did just drop it clean, didn't he, Keegan Hurst? Well, he's furious with a touch judge on this near side, but it is Leigh's head and feet. Have a look at this. Hooter sounds, so we won't get to see this scrum down anyway. It doesn't matter. And he's claiming he was called all over.
Well, he was, but it wasn't the reason he dropped the ball.
So, it's been an intriguing first half, just as we expected it to be, but it's Leigh who have the advantage by 13 points to 6.